Hey, Lakers fans. Today, we have a deep dive into everything happening in the league, especially around some of the teams that could shake up the landscape with the trade deadline approaching. Let's start with the Indiana Pacers, a team that has struggled more than anyone could have anticipated this season. Despite losing Miles Turner, the extent of their struggles, particularly without Tyrese Halliburton, really highlights how much the presence of a single-engine player can influence a team's performance. The Pacers are now reportedly searching for their center of the future, someone who can serve as a franchise cornerstone. One name that has been linked to them is Walker Kessler, and it actually makes sense strategically. Kessler is out for the year, so any acquisition now wouldn't immediately impact this season, but it positions Indiana to integrate him as a foundational piece once Halliburton returns. This approach could allow them to slowly retool and rebuild around a core group, aiming to maximize their potential in the upcoming seasons. For the Pacers, this isn't about immediate success, but setting up a roster that can contend for years to come. Meanwhile, when we look at the Lakers, they are in a different position. They appear to have found their franchise center in DeAndre Ayton, who has been nothing short of spectacular this season. His ability to consistently perform at a high level, including games where he effortlessly records double-doubles with perfect shooting percentages, demonstrates his impact and reliability. Beyond the court, Ayton is quickly becoming a fan favorite in the media, with interviews that are not only insightful but genuinely entertaining, reflecting his personality and confidence. His commitment to excellence and continuous improvement shows that he is striving to reach the next level, targeting games where he can contribute 20 points and 10 rebounds consistently. This mindset sets a tone for the team, emphasizing work ethic and high expectations. While the Lakers might not need a new franchise center, their roster could still benefit from strategic additions, particularly if they can position themselves in trades as an influencing third party. With teams like Utah, who have a history of executing trades with Los Angeles, there's always the possibility for creative trade scenarios that could bring in valuable pieces without necessarily losing core contributors. The trade landscape is complex, involving multiple layers of strategy. For Indiana, the challenge is deciding whether to pursue a full rebuild around Halliburton and a new franchise center or to maintain the current roster while making minimal adjustments. There are young talents on the Pacers roster, such as Aaron Nesmith and Neemias Hartwig, who offer intriguing possibilities. Nesmith, at 26, and Hartwig, at 25, are young enough to be part of a long-term plan, but not so old that their value is diminishing. They represent potential building blocks for teams looking to combine experience with youth. Indiana's position in the standings, 14th in the Eastern Conference, limits their immediate options for contending. They are unlikely to suddenly string together a massive winning streak, so their focus must be on careful roster management and strategic trades. Players like Pascal Siakam, while valuable, may not fit the current Lakers configuration due to position overlap, making his acquisition less appealing unless the price is exceptionally low. The Lakers' goal is to enhance the roster in a way that complements their core, ensuring that additions align with positional needs and maximize on-court chemistry. Considering the broader trade market, several teams have players that could fit Indiana's and potentially the Lakers' needs. Teams like Utah, New Orleans, and Brooklyn have young centers or versatile players who could be moved in trades. The key for the Lakers is to monitor these developments and be prepared to act when opportunities arise, whether that means entering as a third-party trade facilitator or negotiating directly with the Pacers. Strategic communication is vital, even if it only provides clarity on what options may be available closer to the trade deadline. The goal is to ensure that if a player like Aaron Nesmith, Neemias Hartwig, or another young, high-potential contributor becomes available, the Lakers are in a position to make a move that strengthens their roster without sacrificing long-term stability. Indiana, on the other hand, must determine whether they want to keep their young core intact and add a single franchise center or fully retool and reposition themselves for the future. This decision will impact not only their season, but the direction of their franchise for years to come. For Los Angeles, the strategy involves patience, insight, and readiness. They need to track Indiana's roster decisions, evaluate which players could be integrated seamlessly into their system, and act decisively when a window of opportunity opens. This could involve acquiring a young wing or center from Indiana or another team, enhancing depth and versatility while maintaining the strengths of their current lineup. The complexity of the trade market requires constant attention to multiple scenarios, including the potential for multi-team deals, player preferences, and contract situations. The Lakers' ability to navigate these dynamics effectively could be the difference between incremental improvement and a significant leap forward. Meanwhile, monitoring players' performance, injury status, and development is equally important. For instance, Halliburton's return to the Pacers will alter their trajectory, potentially affecting which trades they are willing to make and the value of their existing roster pieces. Understanding these nuances allows the Lakers to anticipate moves and position themselves advantageously. Even in situations where trades do not materialize immediately, maintaining communication lines and evaluating the evolving landscape ensures that the Lakers are always prepared to capitalize on any opportunities. The focus is on building a roster that balances youth and experience, scoring and defense, versatility and specialization. Each potential acquisition is analyzed not only for immediate impact, but also for fit within the team's long-term vision. By carefully considering options and remaining flexible, the Lakers can make moves that elevate their championship potential while minimizing risks. Observing Indiana's decisions provides insight into which young talents might be available, such as Nesmith, Hartwig, or other emerging players. These players represent valuable assets for a team looking to enhance its depth, athleticism, and scoring options. The Lakers' challenge is to identify which additions will provide the greatest impact without disrupting the cohesion of the current roster. In doing so, they can ensure that any move made contributes meaningfully to both the present and future of the team. Timing is crucial, as approaching the trade deadline requires swift decision-making, but only after comprehensive evaluation and strategic planning. Every conversation, call, and potential negotiation must be approached with clarity and precision to maximize the potential outcome. The Lakers' ability to execute effectively hinges on foresight, preparation, and adaptability, ensuring that any acquisition strengthens the team holistically. By monitoring the league, understanding other teams' motivations, and evaluating player fit, Los Angeles positions itself to make informed decisions that can improve their standing and championship prospects. At the same time, teams like Indiana are grappling with their own crossroads, balancing the development of young talent with a need for immediate solutions at key positions. These dynamics create a rich landscape of possibilities, with trades, acquisitions, and strategic adjustments shaping the remainder of the season and beyond. Continuing with the Lakers and the shifting trade landscape, it is impossible to ignore how critical timing and positioning are for Los Angeles. The team must balance patience with proactivity, knowing when to reach out, when to test the waters, and when to sit back and let other teams reveal their intentions first. Indiana, in particular, sits in an interesting position as they contemplate their future. They have a young core with incredible potential, and the return of Tyrese Halliburton could dramatically shift the balance of the team. The challenge for Indiana is determining whether they want to make a full rebuild around him, pairing him with a franchise center like Walker Kessler, or whether they aim to maintain a relatively intact roster while supplementing the missing pieces to be competitive immediately. For the Lakers, monitoring these decisions is crucial. Each development impacts what assets might be available, the value of certain players, and the timing of possible trades. The intricacy comes in anticipating moves from other teams that may not always be obvious. Utah, New Orleans, and Brooklyn, for instance, all possess young talents that could be leveraged in trades. The Lakers' front office must weigh each option carefully, identifying which moves make the most sense both for the current season and for long-term success. Players such as Aaron Nesmith, Neemias Hartwig, and even someone like Obi Toppin present unique opportunities. Each brings specific skills, athleticism, and potential fit considerations. Nesmith, at 26, offers scoring versatility and shooting range, while Hartwig, at 25, combines energy, defense, and the kind of upside that can grow with consistent minutes and a supportive system. Toppin adds athleticism and perimeter movement, giving coaches flexibility to adapt lineups as needed. The Lakers' ability to assess these players goes beyond their individual talent. It involves evaluating how each would complement current stars, what kind of floor spacing they provide, how they contribute to defensive schemes, and how they impact the overall chemistry of the team. Even the smallest considerations can make the difference between a successful trade and one that hinders growth. Meanwhile, Indiana's young players are in a delicate stage of development. Decisions regarding trading or retaining them carry long-term consequences, as moving too quickly could disrupt growth, while waiting too long might diminish trade value if injuries or performance fluctuations occur. This delicate balance is exactly what makes the Lakers' approach so strategic. They cannot simply react. They must anticipate and plan. Multi-team trades are an additional layer of complexity. Sometimes being a third-party facilitator can provide leverage or access to talent that might otherwise be unavailable. For example, if Utah or Brooklyn are considering sending a player elsewhere, the Lakers could act as an intermediary, securing an asset that fits their system while also providing value to the other parties involved. Timing remains critical. Reaching out too early risks alerting other teams to intentions and potentially inflating prices, whereas waiting too long could mean missing out on the perfect opportunity. The Lakers' front office must continuously evaluate the shifting dynamics across the league, from injury reports to player development updates, to ensure they are making informed and strategic moves. Beyond trade mechanics, there is also the consideration of fit on the court. Los Angeles has a unique structure with stars capable of taking over games, but also a mix of role players who provide defensive versatility and floor spacing. Any incoming player must integrate seamlessly, contributing immediately in ways that enhance, rather than disrupt, existing strengths. The Pacers' situation is particularly interesting because of the potential for them to pivot either toward a rebuild or maintain a competitive posture with Halliburton and a new centerpiece. For the Lakers, the key is understanding which scenario is most likely, then positioning themselves to benefit regardless. This could mean acquiring one of the Pacers' young talents at the right moment, or leveraging multi-team opportunities that arise unexpectedly. Flexibility, communication, and foresight are non-negotiable in this environment. The landscape is not static. Injuries, team performance, and shifting priorities can all change the availability and value of players overnight. Monitoring these factors closely ensures that the Lakers are ready to make moves that align with their vision. The strategic approach involves continuous evaluation. For instance, observing how Nesmith or Hartwig are performing with increased minutes or against top competition gives the Lakers insight into how these players might adapt to a new system. Similarly, tracking development of other potential trade candidates across the league helps inform decisions about timing and fit. Every potential trade scenario must be evaluated not only for the present, but for its future implications. Acquiring a young player may offer immediate contributions, but more importantly, it could position the team for sustained success over the next several seasons. Conversely, misjudging fit or value could create a situation where resources are wasted or team dynamics suffer. The complexity of these calculations cannot be understated. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on. Whispers have been swirling through Los Angeles like a sudden desert wind, and the latest murmur has set the entire basketball world buzzing. According to insiders who insist on staying anonymous, the Lakers may have pulled off one of the most shocking moves in recent memory: the arrival of Kevin Durant in purple and gold. Nothing has been officially confirmed, of course, but the noise around the franchise has grown too loud to ignore, and the halls of the Lakers training facility are said to be vibrating with an unusual energy. Rumors suggest that a blockbuster deal was quietly arranged behind closed doors, involving pieces few expected the Lakers to part with. Some staff members, speaking in hushed tones, claim they saw familiar faces leaving the building with the kind of hurried pace that only major shakeups create. Others swear Durant was spotted entering through a rarely used side entrance, shielded by a wall of security. Whether these sightings are real or simply the product of a rumor-hungry fan base remains up for debate, but the speculation refuses to die down. The possibility of Durant joining forces with the Lakers' current core has sent fans into a frenzy. Social media erupted overnight with mock-ups of Durant in the iconic uniform, videos of supposed leaked practice footage, and endless debates over how such a move could reshape the league. Even rival fan bases have been glued to every unconfirmed update, analyzing cryptic posts from players and agents as if decoding a secret message. Sources close to the situation describe the atmosphere as electric, hinting that the Lakers' front office has been chasing a transformative deal for weeks. If these whispers prove true, the balance of power could tilt dramatically. Durant's arrival, still unverified but increasingly talked about, would signal a bold statement from a franchise forever chasing its next defining chapter. Whether this is reality or just the fever dream of an eager city, one thing is certain: Los Angeles hasn't buzzed like this in years. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.